This practice is focused on two specific lines of energy in the body. So there's all sorts of ways to describe the subtle energy channels in the body. In traditional Chinese medicine, the target of this practice is opening and stimulating the spleen meridian and the stomach meridian. So this practice, has been a request by several people to focus on a practice that can help support digestion. So if you have any sort of digestive issues, this is incredibly beneficial. And we're going to start actually lying down on our back. So to find the right position here is a little complex. So you're going to come lying down on your back, but your feet are against the wall. So this is the only thing we're going to do against the wall today. So even if you have to come off your mat and find a new position. So Janie's in it already with her toes right up against the wall, and her knees are bent, and her arms are stretching over her head, which is perfect. So you have to really feel your way into what feels good here. The goal for the entire practice is opening up the left and right side of your body. So we're doing big side stretches, but we want to make sure we're very integrated while we're doing it. So walk your feet just like a little bit over to the right, and then stretch your left leg as straight as you can. And you're going to feel a pretty big stretch. If it doesn't feel like a big stretch, the adjustment is moving closer to the wall and letting your legs go further over to the right. When you find the spot that's right for you, you can extend your right leg straight as well. Start to breathe as deeply as you possibly can. Yep, inhaling and exhaling through your nose with just that gentle tone at the back of your throat. Now, there's several different hand clasps that'll help you accentuate the twist or the stretch. You can hook your thumbs. You could grab your left wrist with your right hand and gently pull. You could even interlace your hands and do a clasped hand variation. As you're breathing, and primarily on your exhale, I want you to knit the ribs in and move the waist back. Now, the back of your left rib cage isn't probably going to touch the floor, but I want you to move the waist back as if you could touch the floor. Now, what's important here that there's no over-efforting today. So this practice is really about grace. We're trying to open up these channels of energy in the body with ease and almost like an effortless quality to it, although there will obviously be some effort. Let go of the clasp, bend your right knee, bend your left knee, and walk your feet so your pelvis and your shoulders are in the same plane. And then scoot your feet close to the wall, walk your feet over to the left, and then you'll stretch your right leg straight. The outer edge of your right foot pushes against the wall, and you can go ahead and straighten your left leg whenever you feel ready to do it. Let's make the leg a little bit more active here. So flex the right foot, and really try to press the outer edge of your right foot into the wall, which will keep you busy because it's not the most comfortable position to be in. You should feel a very deep stretch lighting up the whole left side of your body. If you don't, you make that adjustment where you come closer to the wall. Hook your hands in any way that feels good. Thumbs hooked or wrists grabbing the wrist crease, I think, are probably the ones that take you a little bit deeper. And then you're taking that nice, full inhale and exhale. And you're going to feel the back bend, right? So you're just working against that back bend, moving the waist back. That's it. And you're going to feel it immediately in the whole right side of your body. Keep breathing as deeply as you can. And again, there's a grace to what we're doing today. You're not muscling into anything. You're keeping a sweetness and a softness to the way we're moving. Beautiful. And then bend the left knee, bend the right knee, just kind of heel toe, walk your feet back to center. Hug your knees into your chest. And Janie, you can roll to your right side. We'll come on hands and knees facing to the front of the mat. And just take one round of cat and cow. Inhale and arch your back, exhale and dome your back up toward the ceiling. Perfect. And then come to what feels like a neutral position. And as you're ready, you'll stretch back into a downward facing dog. So first dog, you take your time. Tuck your toes and lift your hips up and back. And we've got about 5 breaths here to just kind of pedal your legs, bend one knee at a time, maybe even move your hips a little bit side to side, whatever feels good. And then settle into stillness. Let's do both knees bent so we can lift the pelvis up really high. And again, light up that big stretch and lengthening through the sides of the waist. And you just think about the way you sit for most of the day. You're kind of hunched over. You compress these lines of energy through both sides of your waist. We're opening them up, creating new flow, clearing out the static energy, inviting in clarity. Lift your right leg up. And as you exhale, bring your right foot forward to your right thumb tip and lower your back knee down to the floor. Now, a lot of us feel pressure on the knee, so I'm gonna give Janie a blanket so she has padding underneath her knee. Stretch your arms up over your head. So if you have a block, you'll place the block down at the highest height right next to your right hip. Bring your right fingertips to the block. Left arm still extending up toward the ceiling. Look down toward your belly button as you side stretch over to the right. Now, if you don't have a block, you'll just grab the left wrist with the right hand as you did when you were lying on your back, and you'll create the side stretch that way. Keep squeezing your legs together and see if you can almost forward fold into this a bit more. Yes, good. By knitting the front ribs in as you open up through the left side of the waist. Take one more big breath in. One more big breath out. Good. And then just grab the block and you can put it over to the left side and take downward facing dog. Plant your hands, step the right foot back. And in the spirit of making this kind of easy and effortless, every time you come to dog today, feel free to kind of pedal and wiggle a little bit. Lift the left leg up. Exhale the left foot forward, right knee down, and stretch your arms up. Lower the left hand down to the block, which should be around the left side of your waist, and you can even go wider so you have more space. Stretch up and over to the right. Keep externally rotating your right arm so your triceps turning in toward the side of your head. You're looking down slightly toward your belly to knit the front ribs in. Yes. And then lift up out of the right hip. Yeah, that was perfect. And you might find when you connect to the power of your belly, you have even more freedom on the right side. Breathe as deeply as you can. Yeah, take one more big breath in. Oh, good. One more big breath out. Come back up. Lower your hands to the ground. Downward facing dog. And you won't need your blanket right now, so you can just fold it up, put it off to the side. Put a little bend in your knees. Keep lifting your hips high. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, walk your feet forward to your hands. And bring your feet, and Janie has them placed perfectly parallel in sit bone distance. That's going to be the most supportive today. Inhale, half lift and lengthen through your spine. Exhale and forward fold. Inhale and rise up to stand and hook your thumbs over your head and use your own arms to lift the sides of your waist more. Yeah. And then from your tailbone, root down into your heels. Yes. And you're going to feel the lower ribs naturally knit in, and that's going to awaken the side waist more, which is what we want. Release your arms to your sides. So we're going to go through sun salutation A. We'll do it 3 times. And I'm going to just pull our focus to the places where we can find more length in the sides of the waist. Inhale and stretch the arms up. Exhale, fold forward over your legs. Inhale, half lift and lengthen, and really lift and lengthen. Yes, 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 yes. Perfect, Jeannie. Plant your hands and step back to plank pose. Energize your legs a bit more. So from the pelvis, you're stretching back through your heels. From the pelvis, you're really reaching forward through your chest. Lower forward and down to chaturanga. And then come up into cobra pose or upward facing and point your feet. Yes, and exactly. So the more you energize your legs, the more you can resist that by reaching your chest forward. Take one more inhale and back to down dog, either through hands and knees or just press right up and back for 3 breaths. Keep rooting the thumb and index finger down. I'm going to give you one more variation here. So it's a little twist in down dog. You're gonna lift your heels up really high and then come to the outer edge of the right foot and the inner edge of the left. So the heels just fall to the right and you'll get a big stretch through the left side. Come back through center, heels left, big stretch to the right side. Come back through center and walk your feet forward to your hands. Take your time. Sit bone distance and parallel. Inhale, half lift and lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale and rise all the way up to stand. Exhale, hands to the heart. 2 more will flow a little more dynamically. Inhale, stretch the arms up. Exhale and forward fold. Lengthen on the inhale. Plant your hands and step back to plank. Lower down chaturanga. Inhale into your back bend. Really reach the chest forward. Exhale back to downward facing dog. You have 3 breaths. And if you want to do that heels side to side thing again, you want to just hold your down dog, you want to pedal, it's your time. And 1 more breath to come back to the middle. Bottom of the exhale, step or hop, feet to hands. Lengthen on the inhale, fold on the exhale. Inhale and rise up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Last one. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, forward fold. Lengthen on the inhale. Plant your hands and step back. Lower down chaturanga. Beautiful. Come into your back bend. Yes. Downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth. Exhale. Lower your knees to the floor. Take a child's pose. Just a brief rest. Make sure you feel comfortable here. That's always essential to child's. So if this position doesn't feel good, you just adjust. Make this as subtle as we did in the beginning of the practice. Walk your hands over to the right and stay in child's. So it's just a little bit of a side bend. You're anchoring your left hip back. Again, you're getting that little stretch through the left side of your waist. To make it a little more intense, just put your left hand on top of your right hand. Take a big inhale, full exhale. Come back through center and over to the left. Right hand on top of left hand if you want to take it that deep. Take a big breath in and a full breath out. Slowly come back through center and pull yourself forward onto hands and knees. Stretch back to downward facing dog. Lift your hips high, take a big breath in, and slowly walk your feet forward to your hands. Lengthen on the inhale, forward fold on the exhale. Inhale and rise to stand. Exhale, hands to the heart. So I do think working with props for this next one's important. So I would work with 2 blocks. If you don't have blocks, just bring a chair out in front of you or come near your couch or something so you can put your hands on the back of your couch. Because like we've already done to this point, it's all about keeping the length in your spine, even though we're going into a forward fold. So bring your hands to your hips, and you're gonna step your left foot pretty far back, like about 4 feet back. And instead of having your back heel lifted like we do for crescent, you're gonna spin your back heel flat to the floor, but square your hips forward, which is gonna require you stepping your left foot to the left. So your heels are sit bone distance. Straighten your right leg all the way, hands to the hips. Use your left thumb to kind of guide the left hip forward, and then you're gonna fold forward, bringing your hands onto the blocks. And you adjust those as you need, Janie. If it feels like it's shortening your waist, you can walk them out farther forward. On an inhale, pull your outer right hip back. Yes. And you can bend your right knee, right? So if the blocks are forcing you into too deep of a stretch in your right leg, you just bend your right knee. Inhale and really lengthen through the sides of the waist. Exhale, yes, maybe you fold. Yes, that's right, Janie, exactly. And you're gonna start to feel that there's a twist here. There's momentum where your chest is moving over your right leg. We're opening the whole spleen meridian on the left side here. Inhale and exhale. Good. Inhale and exhale. In the Taoist tradition, I believe they think like the spleen meridian and that channel of energy is where your ideas and all of your intention resides. Now, those of you who feel pretty good here, keep your left hand where it is and bring your right hand to your right hip. Otherwise, stay right where you are. Add a little bit of a twist. Start to turn your chest to the right. And I'm here for support. Take a big breath in, big breath out. One more. Big inhale and full exhale. Lower your right hand down. Bend your right knee. You just have to negotiate your props. Step the left foot forward, and we'll move the left block wide. Come up to stand. Take a second. It's a big pose. We held it for a long time. Separate your feet about hips distance. Step your right foot back. And it takes a while to get the positioning right for this one. So yes, excellent, Janie. And then turn your right toes forward a little bit more. Straighten your left leg, square your hips, and fold forward over your legs. And again, if you don't have blocks, you can bend your left knee pretty significantly, or you're putting your hands out on like the back of a couch. So you're in as deep of a fold as Janie is, your hands just aren't on the ground. And again, it's that ease and effortlessness. With as much grace as possible, you're inhaling, inflating through the sides of the waist. As you exhale, there's the suggestion that you're folding in deeper. Inhale and exhale. Now the right side, this chain we're opening is the stomach meridian. So we're encouraging flow in terms of digestion. Inhale and exhale. And if you feel pretty good here, you can bring your left hand to your left hip, shoulders back. Yeah, and so we turn Parsvottanasana into Parvrita Trikonasana, twisting triangle. If you have some other form of this where you want to lift your left arm up, that's fine. It really doesn't matter because it's not affecting what we're working on today. It's not making the twist any deeper to stretch your arm up. Take one more big breath in, one more big breath out. You okay? Lower your left hand down, and then slowly step your feet forward. Little bend in the knees, bring your hands to your hips, and come all the way up. Take a second, just a big breath in, big breath out. So we're a little prop heavy today. You don't need a blanket if your back knee won't be sensitive, just as we placed it earlier in the practice. We're working on a really hard floor, so I am going to put the blanket down for Janie. You can slide your blocks just toward the front of your mat if you have them, forward fold over your legs. And then you're going to heel toe your feet nice and wide. So wider than your hips, maybe even as wide as the outer edges of your mat. And step your left foot all the way back behind the blanket if you're working with it or towel, and land your left knee on the ground. So lizard lunge first, and we're going to do a couple different variations here. So I'm going to have Janie angle the blocks to the left, and she's going to put her left forearm on the left block and her right forearm on the right block. So her right knee is facing on a right angle an angle out to the right, and her waist is facing to the left. Her torso, I should say, is facing to the left. Activate your legs, so front heel and back knee really scissor in toward one another so that you feel a little lift in the left thigh. Knee down, but move your butt back a bit more toward me, like you're sticking your butt out. That's it. And if this isn't deep enough, you can go lower and move the blocks to a lower facet. But again, it's not about going into some extreme bend. It's more about finding the length through the sides of the waist here. Take one more full breath in and a full breath out. So you can either stay on this angle, which is where most of you will end up, or we're gonna walk the blocks just in a little bit. You're still on this slight angle today. Bend your left knee and reach back with your right hand to grab your left foot. And you might need to, opposite, keep your left forearm down, bring your right hand back so it's a twist to grab the foot. Now this is a really deep twist, and it's a really deep thigh stretch, so don't feel like you have to go here. You might just reach your right arm back. Take a big breath in, full breath out. Take your right shoulder back, deep breath in, and a full breath out. One more. Good. Now release the left foot, and you're gonna bring your right hand to your inner right thigh and just gently press the thigh away from your belly as you lean the head back and take your shoulders back. Take a nice full breath in and a big breath out. Place your hands on the ground. If you don't have blocks, you'll be doing this whole sequence just on your hands instead of bringing your forearm down. Let's take a down dog to just clear that. Pedal, wiggle. Maybe it's that heels side to side thing. We'll come into this the same way we came into it on the first side. So walk your feet forward, and if you have a blanket, just walk over the blanket. Take your feet nice and wide and step the right foot back. So we're taking now the blocks on an angle to the right. Lower your back knee down. Lower your right forearm down, left forearm down, or you're simply walking your hands on that angle and holding the angle. Squeeze the legs together. So imagine my hand was behind your front heel. Push back into that imaginary pressure. That's it. And then push your back knee forward and down. Yes. So the pelvis lifts actually a little bit while you lengthen through the sides of the waist. Keep the breath as steady and unforced as possible. So really fluid breath. And I think we can hold the angle here, but if it feels extreme at all, you'll just move your hands in a little closer to your left leg. Reach back with your left hand to grab your right foot for the thigh stretch first. And if you need to adjust, Janie, at all, just do it. Shoulder back, head back, sides of the throat back. And then like in the very first side stretch we did, move your ribs back, yes, back more, and you're gonna find you have all this support for the twist, and that you actually twist a little more and maybe even back bend a little bit more. Take a deep breath in, full breath out. Release the foot and bring your left hand to your left thigh and just gently push the thigh away as you breathe the belly back, head back. Just one more breath in your little back bend. Lower your hands down to the ground, get rid of your blocks. Downward facing dog. Take a second again, pedal, wiggle, whatever feels good to you. Take a deep breath in and open your mouth, exhale. Lower your knees to the floor. Onto the padding if you have it. And Janie, I'm gonna have you take this block and place it right in between your thighs. So the block is gonna now serve to just stabilize the legs as we do a little bit of a deeper back bend, opening both sides of the waist evenly. Bring your hands to your low back, but again, remember, this is about grace and ease and effortlessness and a flow in your body. So you're not pushing to some extreme today. Squeeze the block so the back is stable, move your buttock flesh down, and then lift your chest up. And you might find that you can reach back and grab your heels, but by no means is that the goal today, nor do I really ever care if you do that. I'm giving Janie just a little bit of length through the sides of her neck, which is like the best adjustment, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Everyone should have someone doing this for them in every camel pose. Lift up through the chest and just take a really nice inhale. Open your mouth, exhale. Lead with your heart as you come back up. Get rid of the block and just sit back on your heels. Take a deep breath in and a full breath out. And one more inhale and exhale. So Janie and I are both gonna turn to face you to do this posture because it's a little bit confusing, this twist. So you're gonna sit onto your right hip, your left leg will be folded back behind you. This is perfect. I know Janie can do this. Bring the foot onto the top of the left thigh, and you're gonna twist to the right. Vajrasana twist. It's nice because they're really open and lengthening twist. So inhale and exhale. Janie's gonna stay in the variation that she's doing. I'm in the modified variation. Your left hip is very much lifted off the ground, and by no means should it be rooted. Some of you might find putting the back of your left hand to that outer right top of the right thigh helps give you some more leverage. Lift your chin, lift your chest. Inhale and unwind. Slide to the other side. So just lean to your left and fold your right leg back, and then the sole of the left foot can go to the inner thigh like I'm doing, or you take a half lotus. And that Janie just makes this adjustment naturally, which is to lift up and get the knee grounded. That's essential. The knee's grounded, the butt can be lifted in this one. Twist to the left. Now there's a scenario here for this sequence too, since it is about like an effortlessness and an easy quality to the movement, that we could spend 90 minutes doing this sequence, right? But we're doing it in a really abbreviated amount of time. So we're just trying to lace the whole thing with this slow, very deliberate breathing and just a deliberate sensibility. Slowly unwind, and we're gonna come lying down onto our back, legs forward, head toward the back of the mat. And you might be close enough to a wall where you would extend your legs up the wall. I'm gonna have Janie do it supported legs up the wall in the middle of the room. So bend your knees, lift your hips up, and I'm gonna slide the block right underneath your sacrum and then land back on the block and just adjust it if it doesn't feel like it's centered. Lift one leg up and then the other leg up. And we're gonna hold, and if they're shaking, don't worry about it. That's as it should be, it's totally fine. The spleen and this whole meridian, the spleen itself, the organ, filters blood. It's vital for your immune system. And as many of us, I know it's a favorite class, the immune booster class that we've done in the past. So anytime we go upside down, it's a flushing of the lymphatic system. And since the spleen is relatively vital to that, although apparently you can live without it, but you just get sick a lot more often. So hopefully you have one. This is a great way to help. It's support. We're flushing out the lymph, draining the lymph from the legs. There's 2 more breaths here. You could, if you like this and you're feeling really good, and probably if you're supported by a wall, it feels great, you could stay here for the next 2 minutes as we finish practice. Otherwise, bend your knees and put your feet on the floor. Lift the hips, we'll slide the block out from underneath. And then one more variation. Stretch your legs straight out in front of you. Cross your right ankle on top of your left. Stretch your arms over your head. Grab your right wrist with your left hand and side bend. And really reach through the whole right side. So this is just like a bookend to what we did in the beginning of the practice. That's right. Keep knitting the front ribs in, moving the waist back. Uncross your legs, recross left one on top of right. Grab the left wrist, gently pull, knit, the ribs in. That's it. Uncross, hug your knees into your chest. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. Roll to your side and come to sit, unless you have an endless amount of time and you can sit and take a nice long shavasana. If so, do it. Otherwise, sit comfortably, sit up tall. Take a deep breath in. Open your mouth, exhale. Bring your palms together in front of your heart. Take a deep breath in. and bow your head to your heart. Namaste.